Now you're back in Kochi, and what difference do you find in these two cities? That's up north and this is down south.
Very, very different two cities. I find Delhi is obviously they are working hard to bring things under control, and a lot of improvement you can see some parts of Delhi. But when you come here, Kochi, it's quite obviously seaport kind of city. Weather changes rapidly over here. Apart from that, quite overpopulated both cities. I did enjoy Delhi and I'm enjoying here as well, so all good.
And down here in Kochi, you're training the juniors and the seniors, under 19 and under 14 categories. As a coach, the question is, it's more tough to coach the juniors, or is it more tough to coach the seniors?
The juniors, I think sometimes the message you try to pass to the juniors is not going through quickly, and that's where it comes to patience of the coach. And as simple you transfer your message for juniors, that better you get. When it comes to seniors, they already gone through a lot of coaching work, they know what they're doing, but still sometimes they missed out. You need to remind them all those basics of the game, the core foundations of either the bowler or batsman. So personally I find both not big deal for me because of spending all those years as a coach, but still I think juniors sometimes be more challenging compared to seniors, but it's all good again because experience makes you to work with both.
As you know, New Zealand reached the finals, but really couldn't put it across Australia. But you are based in Auckland. You have a big academy there. What was the secret of New Zealand emerging, suddenly beating everyone and coming to the final? What do you think is the secret or the reason for a sudden surge of New Zealand right on top there in the World Cup final?
Yes, I think there is no secret to success. I think it's a hard work, and New Zealand cricket, of course, knew the World Cup is going to happen. They prepared really good. The highlight of this World Cup was Brendan McCullum, the captain of New Zealand. His leadership role was very, very satisfying. He was very attacking and aggressive approach. There were things.
Guptill was outstanding as a batsman.
Of course, Guptill always plays kind. This was his second inning. After I think a year ago he made 190 against England as well. So this time he made 237 something. But the question, I go back to your question, how come New Zealand performed like they did in this World Cup? It's first of all, I believe they worked very hard on their fitness. Second, they are very, very dangerous team in their own conditions. Third, this time they had a very good leader who was living by example, leading from the front. And fourth reason, I guess, right from the game one, the crowd, the New Zealand crowd was on their back throughout the tournament, and they had that buzz in the crowd to support their team and want to see their team in the final.
One of the reasons could be then, well in advance, the countries know that they are the host countries of the World Cup, so their preparation starts off a year earlier than the actual action when it happens. So that helps. The time that they have with them.
Look, they were in their home conditions. Problem comes when players from New Zealand or England, they come to subcontinent and the World Cup is in India or Sri Lanka. The food, the climate, the surroundings, so many factors can affect the players' performance. But when they are their own home conditions, they feel much more comfortable. These unnecessary hurdles when they see overseas, especially in Asia, they won't have there. So they were in a very good shape.
It was a good start for them. In your academy, just let us know the size of your academy and the activities that you're personally supervising at your academy. Is you find more batsmen getting produced, or more fast bowlers coming up, or spinners coming up in your academy? The natural talent I'm talking about, a boy who's like 10 years old when he walks into your academy. Yes. What kind of talent are you receiving?
I think we're working on all batting, bowling and fielding of the game, but most improvement I can say is in pace bowlers, and purely my background is a pace bowling coach. Plus, generally, we have a good fitness-based people over there. They work hard on their fitness, and it's easy to mold them into a pace bowlers. But we are working on developing batsmen and spin bowlers and keepers and fielders, because fielding is our pride. In New Zealand, we take fielding is like a something like a goal.
Like a passion.
Yeah, and that helps in especially 50 overs game. So I forget to mention your previous question, why New Zealand was so successful, and one reason was their fielding.
That's
So they were
right. That's
outstanding
absolutely
throughout the
true.
tournament.
Yes. Thank you very much. One question, Mr. Abbas, is now that you started off from Pakistan and you moved to Auckland, Australia, New Zealand, Auckland, and Australia, and then England as well, and now you're in India. This is your first visit. So how do you compare the cricketing academy infrastructure, the approach to teaching a youngster cricket in all these countries must be similar, or is it all different?
I think when you say Australia, New Zealand, or England, I think they are dealing with a smaller population, and opportunities are there for everyone. But when you talk about India or Pakistan, we got a massive population, and most of them wants to play this game. In those countries, there are other sports also. They take it very seriously. In Australia, obviously, there are rugby teams, there are soccer teams. In New Zealand, same, All Blacks, and England, all other sports. But the difference over here is you have a big numbers to pick
A problem of plenty.
I don't say that's a problem. I think this is a blessing.
Okay.
As a coach.
Okay.
That I have hundreds and people to pick 2 people out of that. Yes, it's hard for those 198 who left out.
Yes.
But I know I will get 2 best out of 100.
Fine.
Compared to I have 10 people to pick from, I
Right.
might not get 2 good out of that.
That's very well said.
So I think over here, what I notice is that the young ones, because they know they cannot afford to lose or poor perform, because there is a long queue behind them, and that's make them really
More
on to their
competitive?
toe- very competitive, very aggressive, and they try really hard out to make sure they stay in the team. While in New Zealand and Australia even, because they are politically correct countries, so everyone had a fair go kind of thing. In that kind of environment, you left out a competitiveness of the game. You left out the real drive, and obviously, when you come up against big hurdles and challenges of professional sport, that's where you will feel very alone.
Okay, there's one more aspect I would like you to throw light upon. The age bracket of a young cricketer, let's say from 10 to 15, is one category, and then from 15 to 20, 22 is a very vital category. Habits change for a player when he's like 20, 21, 22. His focus on the game moves away slightly. You as a coach, you know the age bracket of that youngster is like 20, so he'll have other things on his mind, and he loses focus on the sport. How do you tackle this now? How do you coach a student
Again,
like that?
this
The
is a-
talent that is there.
This is a very common issue. It's a worldwide thing. What happens is human nature is you want every day better than your last day. This is our nature. That's the way we keep flourishing and keep our interest going. In this game, when they're young, obviously, they try their best and they play rep games, district games, and try to go into the state games. Once they're in the state games, now there are about so many teams, and from there onwards, it's a very competitive world.
Yeah.
And if they don't get into that, after a couple of seasons, they lose interest. And by the time, if their age becomes 22, 23, so there are so many social pressures they have to face that.
That's true.
Like unemployment, family issues,
Education.
or relationship. All
Okay.
those things come to play in athlete's mind. So that's where I think it's
Takes the
important.
player a little away from the game.
It does, and then away, it comes back again. The coaches they are working with, and the parents who are involved in that, and the teachers, the leaders of those individuals need to step in,
Okay.
encourage it. If somebody got talent and he's just not going
Justifying it.
you need to explain him, encourage him, find the ways how you can help him so his interest stays in the game, and just Sometimes we just missed out from one step. We run 1,000 steps, and the success was 1,001 step. And because we got exhausted at 1,000 steps, and we have no one to guide us for last step, and a lot of kids, and a lot of people I see, they just lose from there.
Great example you have just mentioned, Mr. Abbas. I'm sure the youngsters who are watching this interview of yours will carry this valuable tip that you have mentioned about the 1,001 step. The last step is very, very important. Thanks. One more question going forward was, we all know that Pakistan, has so much of pace bowling talent, natural talent. Their body fitness, their eating habits are so good that Pakistan, produces pace bowlers almost like West Indies, and vice versa. India is unable to get those pace bowlers. Those natural talents are not there, or maybe the training part is not there. But we may make the best of Indian batsmen. You make the best of pace bowlers. How this gap in these two countries, how that can be closed? How can India develop pace bowlers, and how can Pakistan get batsmen like the Indian team has?
Ron, I think we are very unfortunate in this manner. When I say unfortunate, that we are living next to each other. We are neighbors, and we're living for centuries. And we have this God-gifted thing that over the years, India produced world-class batsmen, and just they keep producing. It's non-stop Indian batsmen coming in international stage and performing and looking like best player in the world. And same goes to Pakistan when it comes to pace bowlers. They produce best bowlers for 50 years. The question, what can we do so Pakistan can have a batsman like India, and India can have a bowler like Pakistan? I think it's again comes back to our mutual relationship, and we need to open up to each other, both countries. We need to use our legends, who are living legends in both countries, across the border. Imagine Pakistani pace bowler who done fantastic job in the world, come and coach Indian pace bowlers here, and obviously Indian legends with the bat who prove the world best all the time, going to the Pakistan and giving them coaching and knowledge. So okay, I think both countries are using for a number of years foreign coaches. They're coming over here. They're good coaches. I have no problem with that. But the language barrier, the culture understanding, the climate, the pitches, the overall, the circumstances our athlete go through, they have a poor understanding of that. And sometimes they can make things bad. And I know a few personal experience as well. So for me, it's very important. We need to work together. So if it's possible for India to have some Pakistani bowlers coming here and helping Indian pace bowlers and developing their skill and sharing the knowledge they have, over the years they proved. And same goes to Indian batsmen, ex-batsmen living. They go to Pakistan and help them. That's the way obviously our cricket will improve. Apart from cricket, our relationship will improve. I think sports, art, culture should not be dominated by politics. We're not going to change our neighbors. We always know that. If we have that capacity of sports, other media industry, arts, and already at a very smaller scale we're doing that, but we need to expand that. So that can be a starting point. Eventually what happens is we will have all those issues over the years can be resolved on the table. They are resolvable. You just need to have intentions and clear approach, mutual respect for each other, understanding for each other. But starting point, you can take it from this point, that if we can make Indian pace bowlers world class like they have a batsman, and Pakistani batsmen,
Pakistan can help in that.
That's right.
Yep.
We can do that, and it is possible. And I think that can be ice-breaking thing. So once it happens, a lot of things will happen.
Let's put it this way, Mr. Azhar Abbas. You would love to train bowlers here in India. I mean, you've
Yes.
got an academy in Auckland.
Yes.
So you love to do that same thing in India as well?
Of course, that's what I'm here, and I always think we can make difference. As I said, there should be a reason why over the years Pakistan produced world-class bowler. Why don't Indian people who sitting in this cricket offices
Find out that
find
what
out
that reason is, and
why don't they think, oh, why these guys are doing? And same goes to Pakistani people who are involved over there in cricket.
Right.
Why can't we produce Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma,
Sachin Tendulkar,
all these
Dhoni,
guys?
whatever.
Why
Yeah.
our batsmen's footwork or just approach, or sometimes just ugly shots they play sometimes, it doesn't help. So going back to the same question, I think it's important for us to work together, help each other, understand each other, and make a success out of it.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.